Hello, my lovelies. It is your girl Mo with Mo's Mystic Boutique. Make sure you are following me and also check out my YouTube channel. If you're catching this on Instagram first, the video will be uploaded on YouTube here shortly. And I'm actually going to do that before I upload this onto Instagram. And then also, the Instagram is just going to be a clip it. But this is going to be a message for Libras, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, and Virgos, Taurus, and Capricorn. So earth signs, fire signs, and my Libras out there. So when I started shuffling, started connecting with you guys, I got the message of grief, of love, and those were the two things that really stood out to me. And the number seven talks about spirituality, connection to the divine or God, whoever you choose to call it, Allah, whatever, you know. And you guys are working, some of you guys may be having a hard time connecting with the divine, but what I'm seeing and feeling is that you need to take time to spend with the divine, especially if you're suffering grief or some kind of loss. The original cards that I have out here for you are the Six of Acorns, the Tower, the Wheel in the reverse, and the Nine of Feathers or the Nine of Swords in the reverse. And the Six of Acorns is connected to the Six of Wands. The original message, without the clarifying cards, there's a lot of victory, success, triumph coming in. There were some lessons or some things that were brought to your attention. I heard the word realizations that you were having. These could have been internal or external realizations that you had. And with the Wheel and the Nine of Feathers, they came out together, so I felt the message there was connected, and I seen 2:22 right now on the clock as I was saying that. But the message when they came out together was you're having a hard time seeing positive outcomes, and you're needing to have a perspective shift. They're both in the reverse. So that tells me that you're having a hard time seeing the positive things in front of you. In the upright, the Wheel connects to me change, possibilities, positive outcomes, results, positive results, things you look forward to. The Nine of Feathers in the upright points to perspective, self-empowerment. In the original deck, the Nine of Swords, and I'm going to give you a little red alert here because that came out again. The Nine of Swords came out again with a different deck because I used it as a clarifying deck. So in the original deck, the Nine of Swords gives me sorrow, despair, like internally you're beating yourself up. The cloak that this person is wearing reminds me of the cloak the hermit has on, but the hood is down, hands are in, or face is in hands. And it's like just feeling really down on yourself. So with this Spirit Song Tarot, what I like about that deck is it has more of a positive outlook on it, and that's where I get the words perspective and self-empowerment from, because you're spending that time in isolation and needing to look within self in order to see these changes or the possibilities that you are desiring and looking for. So the clarifying cards for the Six of Acorns or the Six of Wands, remember that was your success, victory, triumph, the things that you are looking forward to seeing. You had the Three of Wands come out. That tells me you're waiting for your ships. You're waiting for the things that you put out, your manifestations. You're waiting for them to be granted to you by the divine. But at this time, you are needing to sit with self to clarify some things within yourself. There are some things that are a little foggy because on the Page of Swords, there's still a lot of clouds in the air. Excuse me. Can you put it in the freezer? Can you reach?
No.
Okay. Can you remind me when I come back inside so I don't forget? Just put it on the counter. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. All right. So, the Page of Swords. So there's still quite a few clouds on the deck, but you can see the blue sky coming through. So that tells me clarity is coming in for you. The divine is bringing in some clarification for the things that you feel stuck or confused on. And it's very interesting that the Page of Feathers came out in the other deck for the Spirit Song Tarot. It's very interesting because I'm looking at the bottom of the deck that it says exploration and discovery. So during this time alone, you could be really discovering yourself or finding new things that really bring you joy. You also have here synergy and gratitude with the Six of Crystals or the Six of Pentacles. So I really feel like you are taking more time to find the peace and gratitude. Hold on one second.
Can I have some of your tea?
Some of my what?
Tea.
I don't have any tea. I have to go get tea. I told you we're gonna go to Starbucks after I'm done with this.
Oh, that's where we're going?
Yeah, and then we're talking about going to the park. Go back inside. I'm trying to do my reading.
But I want to sit right
Then sorry about that. All right, so back to what I was saying. It's very just interesting that a lot of the cards that came out when I first shuffled came out again. In the other deck. It happened 3 times, and I'm about to tell you the other time that it happened. So, anyways, I just feel like all this time that you're spending to yourself alone, it is really bringing in some clarification as to who you are as an individual, who you are as yourself. Like for myself, for example, I have a hard time sometimes separating myself as a teacher, as a wife, as a mom, and then who I am as an individual, like as in who is Mo. And sometimes I lose sight of myself when it comes to that because I get so wrapped up into my day-to-day life. And then if you are resonating with that, don't forget to like this video or comment below to let me know I'm not alone, you know. So if we go ahead and move on and we look at the Tower card, it has a beautiful chameleon, my favorite lizard. And the Tower card is upright, and it is the number 16. 1 and 6 added together is 7. There's that spiritual number I was talking to you about. And it talks about releasing revelations, and I wrote down realization. So you could have been having some of your own realizations, or the divine was giving you some downloads, and they were like total epiphanies to you. You had the 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles usually talks about strong foundation, strong financial security. With the Tower card, though, I feel like you feel these things are lacking. You don't have these things. Like you feel like you need these things and they're lacking, and you're not quite sure how to get that back together here. Back to the 9 of Swords real quick. I had written down, because as I do sometimes, I write down my notes, but you're working on moving out of your old ways. You're clearing out some of that BS. You're thinking, your old ways of thinking, I should say, clarification there. And then again, that perspective shift, your perspective shift is changing. The way you used to think about things, or the way you are still thinking about things, needs to change in order for you to get to, or to do the things that you most desire in your life. All right, so back to that Tower moment I was talking about, and I was talking about that 10 of Pentacles, and I was saying how it's more strong. It talks more about the strong and stable foundations, but with it connected to the Tower, I feel like that means you're recognizing where your foundations are weak and where you need to update your ways of thinking. And again, back to that perspective shift. It's like you're going through an internal time frame right now. My fire, earth, and Libras, you're going through this internal time frame where you're really trying to figure out what is it that you're missing. You also have here the Queen of Cups. That speaks to me emotional control. And looking at the card with the Tower, I feel like you could be lacking some of the emotional control. You usually do have a higher emotional IQ, but at this moment you were suffering through some kind of grief, loss, and particularly I got a loss of a child, whether the child was born or not, hadn't made it to the earth realm yet here in the physical world with you. And then you also got the Tower card in the reverse again. So that's actually 4 cards that you have here on the table, doubled. So you have the Tower in the reverse. The Tower was originally in the upright, but in the reverse here, it's telling me there are some things that you are having a hard time seeing, or you are really truly having a hard time maintaining that emotional control, since it came out together with the Queen of Cups in the upright. I feel like you are missing some of that emotional control, or you're lacking some of that emotional control. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have the emotional stability that you need. It's just at this moment you're needing some more emotional support than you have around you. And again, it could be a loss of a relationship. It doesn't have to be a physical person. It could be just a relationship, a loved one, or a relationship you really cared about. But loved one is stuck in my mind right now. So a lot of you could be, or could have recently lost a loved one. So in the Spirit Song Tarot, I'm looking at it and I seen some clocks. And I feel like some of you guys may be, and since I was seeing that when I was talking about children, you guys may be older. You guys may be like in your mid-30s to like mid-40s, where they're telling, like the doctor wise is telling you like you're getting too old. You may not be able to have children, blah, 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 blah. And you feel like your time is ticking, like the clock is ticking. And I feel at this moment the timing is just not right for you to have children, because I have the Sun card here in reverse, and I originally did not pick up on this, and I didn't even finish writing all my notes. I just decided to start my video. So now it's like fresh off the top of the dome. But I'm looking at this and the Sun card is in the reverse. So I feel like your timing for children is just not impeccable. It's not a good time. It's not an appropriate time for you to have children. And that's not to say that you couldn't ever have children. I just feel like at this timing, the divine is telling you you have a lot already on your plate, and I need you to clear some stuff out of the way. You have the Devil in the reverse, and for the Devil in the reverse, I did get that far, and it said, I have old habits coming back, or you could be working to break free of these old habits with it being in the reverse. So I'm definitely getting that there are some things that are just holding you back from your truest desires, but it's not to say that you can't have it, because at the bottom of the deck you have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups talks about true wish fulfillment. So I just feel like the timing just isn't right now, because you also underneath that have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse again. So you have the Wheel in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And again, they had already came out together. You also have here the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is in the reverse, and it talks about when it's in the reverse to let go of your burdens that you are carrying. The baggage is no longer necessary. Let it go. Excuse me while I take a drink of my coffee. It's cold. It's my second cup of coffee. It's not that I need it. So now if we go ahead and look at the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, I feel you have ideas coming in that are more tangible. Again, with that Page of Swords earlier and the clarity that's coming in for you. and the divine wiping away some of the things that block your mental. You need to be willing to surrender so you can get this to this Page of Pentacles point where these ideas come to you and flow to you, and then you're able to put things into action once they're here in the 3D. But you won't be able to put them into action if you hold on to the things that are no longer serving you. And I feel like that is the biggest problem. I'm an Aries myself, so as a fire sign, I totally can vouch for most of this reading. I personally, to my knowledge, have not lost a child, so that part does not resonate with me, but somebody out there needed to hear that, or else I wouldn't, because I've never looked at that Queen of Cups card like that and saw the 3 children that I seen on the card. Like, I've never seen that in the time that I've used this deck, and I've had this deck for like 3 years. I just really feel like love is heavy on the mind too at the moment. So this reading doesn't even have to necessarily relate to a physical person as far as like them being lost. It could be the way you're viewing, like your perspective on love, you know, or your perspective on how you once viewed your partner to how you view your partner now. Or you could be holding on to a way that your partner used to be, and now you're needing to reevaluate and recognize how they're changing and growing, and allow them to make those changes and grow. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that connects us back to the Devil in reverse. You also have here the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles talks to me, again, kind of like the Nine of Cups, but it's more about the financial position, the financial security, feeling more financially stable. But again, in order to get there, there's some old habits you need to drop. Old spending habits, old whatever, you need to let them go because they're no longer serving you in the manner that you desire them to serve you. And then we spoke about that Sun in reverse as far as it being connected to your outlook. You're having a hard time seeing positively if you are trying to conceive, if that's something that did resonate with you. You're hyper-focused on this situation, again, feeling like your time is running out, the clock is ticking, and you're hyper-focused on that, and therefore you are not getting the results that you are looking for, aka your child. So at this time, Divine is asking you to just go with the flow, all right? Just love where you're at. 2 of Feathers at the top of the Spirit Song Tarot. And that speaks of just decisions and directions. You have something to choose from. There's something out there for you to choose from. But you are, again, not feeling optimistic about the directions you're going. You're not feeling innovative. You need to take a step back and allow the divine to take control. I get the energy that the divine is wanting to share something with you, but because of where you're sitting or where your heart is, your heart space, the divine, it's almost like the divine is not wanting to provide you this gift yet. Like, it's still yours, it's still wrapped up, it's still ready to be presented to you, but your mental space is just not ready for it. Like, if you had it now, the divine feels as though you would not take care of it. You have some healing to do with the Star card that I'm seeing here. You are working on staying in your most feminine Empress energy, but again, you're holding on to something that's just not serving you. You need to let it go. And then once you do that, then your choices will be presented to you. And the harmonious phase that you're looking for will be there. And you will be able to leave your hermit phase. You will be able to leave the phase of isolation because you will be more balanced and be, and I hear the word at peace. And I'm going to leave it there. I don't have anything else to say. So if this video resonated with you, please like, please share it, please subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Mo's Mystic Boutique. Thank you, peace, love, and light, and fairy dust.